What if everything you think is real, everything you touch, see, hear, remember, and believe, is only a tiny fraction of what actually exists? Not metaphorically, literally. What if the universe you experience is only the smallest sliver of a much larger reality that your brain is incapable of perceiving? Today, we're going to explore one of the most unsettling and liberating truths in modern science, that human beings are effectively blind to almost all of reality. You navigate through a world filtered, compressed, simplified, and distorted by your senses, your brain, and the physical limitations of your biology. In fact, according to physics and neuroscience, you may be experiencing less than 1% of the universe. And the strangest part? The remaining 99% may be happening all around you right now, completely hidden from view. Let's start with something you don't notice because you were never meant to. The electromagnetic spectrum. Everything you've ever seen in your entire life. Every object, every color, every landscape is made of light in a tiny sliver of wavelengths called visible light. This range is so small that if the entire electromagnetic spectrum were represented as a line stretching from Earth to the Moon, the part we can see would be the thickness of a coin. You don't see infrared, you don't see ultraviolet, you don't see radio waves, X-rays, gamma rays, or microwaves. You see almost nothing. The universe is glowing with signals, patterns, structures, and information. But your eyes were not designed to see them. They evolved only to detect the wavelengths useful for survival. Imagine living your life inside a dark room with a small window. You assume the window shows the whole world, but it doesn't. It shows a curated, minimal version of it. Now, imagine that window is your perception. Your reality is not reality. It's an interface. But this is only the beginning. If you could see beyond visible light, the universe would look like a completely different place. In infrared, every living thing glows. In ultraviolet, the skies and flowers reveal hidden patterns. In X-rays, solid objects become transparent. In gamma rays, the cosmos becomes violent, explosive, chaotic. The real universe is incomprehensibly stranger than the one you see. But sight is only one sense. Let's talk about matter itself. You think you're touching a solid object right now. Your phone, a table, the floor beneath your feet. But according to physics, matter is almost entirely empty space. The atoms making up your body are 99.999999% empty. The particles inside the atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, are not tiny solid balls. They're probability clouds, events, vibrations in underlying quantum fields. When you touch something, you're not touching it at all. The electrons in your hand are repelling the electrons in the object. You never actually make contact. Your entire experience of solidity is a convenient illusion created by electromagnetic force. And even this is only scratching the surface, because most of the matter in the universe isn't made of atoms at all. In fact, more than 85% of all matter in existence is dark matter, something you can't see, can't touch, and can't detect directly. It doesn't emit light, absorb light, or interact with electromagnetic force. It passes through your body every second without leaving a trace. The structure of galaxies, including the one you live in, is shaped by an invisible skeleton of dark matter. Without it, stars would fly apart, planets wouldn't orbit, galaxies couldn't exist. You are held together by something you can't perceive. And then there's dark energy, which makes up nearly 70% of the universe and is causing space to expand faster and faster. You don't feel it, you don't see it, but it is overwhelming everything else. Taken together, dark matter and dark energy constitute 95% of the universe. Ordinary matter, the stuff you see, touch, and experience, is only 5%. And remember, your senses only detect a microscopic fraction of that 5%. Suddenly, the idea that you experience less than 1% of reality doesn't sound extreme. It sounds generous. But this isn't just about physics. Your brain itself edits reality. Everything you perceive is filtered through neural processes that remove almost all information before it reaches consciousness. Right now, your brain is ignoring 99% of the data your senses collect. If it didn't, you would be overwhelmed instantly. Instead, your brain constructs a simplified model of the world, a cartoon version of reality that is easy for you to navigate. Neuroscientists call this controlled hallucination. You don't experience the world directly. You experience a neural prediction of the world. Your brain constantly guesses what reality should look like, then updates the guess with sensory input. In other words, perception is not passive, it's active, it's generative. Your brain is painting your reality in real time. But what happens when the model doesn't match the world? Optical illusions, false memories, cognitive biases, all reminders that what you think is real is just your brain's best guess. And this isn't accidental. Humans didn't evolve to perceive the truth. They evolved to survive. Nature doesn't care if your view of reality is accurate. It only cares if your view helps you stay alive long enough to reproduce. The result is a perception system optimized for fitness, not truth. But the deeper we go, the more unsettling it becomes. You don't see most of the universe. You don't feel most of the universe. You don't understand most of the universe. And here's the twist. Physics suggests the universe itself may have additional layers, dimensions you cannot perceive. String theory proposes 10 or 11 dimensions. Some models propose even more. Higher dimensions could be curled up, compacted, or hidden from view. Imagine a two-dimensional being living on a sheet of paper. It has no understanding of up. If you lift an object off the page, that object disappears from its universe entirely. You may be living in the same way, embedded in a low-dimensional slice of a multi-dimensional reality. The universe may contain structures, forces, and entities that you will never detect because they exist above or outside your perceptual plane. And then there's the multiverse hypothesis. If true, the universe you see is only one bubble in an ocean of universes, each with its own physics, its own timelines, its own laws. If your universe is only one of many, then your perception of reality becomes even smaller. You're not just limited inside your universe. You're limited to a single perspective, inside a single universe, inside a potentially infinite multiverse. But you might wonder, if we perceive so little, does that mean our experience is meaningless? Absolutely not. It means your consciousness is doing something extraordinary. It is taking an incomprehensibly vast and complex universe and translating it into a coherent narrative you can live inside. You are not seeing reality. You are interacting with a symbolic representation of reality, one that your brain uses to help you survive and make meaning. But here's the real question. What lies beyond the representation? What is the universe actually like when you remove the filters? We don't know. We may never know. But physics is pushing us closer to the truth. New telescopes allow us to see wavelengths invisible to human eyes. New detectors sense dark matter interactions. Quantum experiments reveal layers of reality that defy intuition. And neuroscience is beginning to map how consciousness constructs experience. Slowly, we are peeling back the interface. We may never perceive all of reality, but we can perceive more of it. And that's the journey science invites us into, expanding the window, widening the model, awakening to a reality far bigger than the one we evolved to see. So, the next time you look around, remember this. What you're seeing isn't the world. It's only your version of the world. A version shaped by biology, filtered by physics, and painted by the mind. The true universe is larger, stranger, and more beautiful than we can imagine. And you are living inside only the tiniest fraction of it. The real question is, what happens when you begin to look beyond the window? Let's discuss. This is Veritas Labs, where truth is tested.